Hey, Tim Sykes here. Just wanted to give you a brief little recap of the most important lessons that I think that this guide really reinforces and just what I've learned over time. I hope you've enjoyed this guide. I've definitely enjoyed making it. And, it's just been an amazing journey for me as a teacher. I've learned a lot from trading, but I've also become better at teaching over time. So here are 10 tips that I think will help you. First of all, I also have to thank Mark Crook, my challenge student, who you saw I gave his pre-flight checklist webinar, roughly 2 hours to Millionaire Challenge students. And he's passing, I think, around $600,000 now in profits. And also thanks to Greg LX21 for presenting at one of my Vegas conferences. And we posted the video. And I hope you like it because he kind of inspired this whole thing where, we're grading stocks not just based on buys or sells like CNBC and analysts will have you believe. Part of the reason why, Wall Street analysts are wrong the majority of the time and CNBC's ratings are at all-time lows. But certain trades can be better than others. Even if there's two stocks that are potential buys, one of them might have better odds than the other one. It's not an exact science, but I hope as you've learned throughout this guide, there are indicators and factors that can help give you better odds. And that's what this is all about. So, number one, making millions from very little is tough, but it is possible. With enough hard work, dedication, patience, study, tools, and ideally mentorship. I'm not here to say that everyone's going to be a millionaire and that this is all going to happen overnight. This is not some get rich quick BS scheme, okay? It takes time. Even my top millionaire students and I, it took us several years to get wealthy. And that's best case scenario. So don't think that you're going to make millions all in day one or week one or even month one or probably not even year one. But over time, it is possible, even if you start with very little. And this is what I love. Even if you have $500 or $1,000 or $5,000 to your name, Wall Street will just look down on you and not give you the time of day. Well, guess what? As my top millionaire students and I have proven, we have started with just a few $1,000s. So it's not easy, but it is possible. Number two, StocksToTrade software helps you find the best stocks to trade and it makes research easier. And we want to reward you for watching this guide and, being invested in your tools and in your future rather than just wanting hot stock picks, which is what too many people who contact me want. So if you email admin@timothysykes.com, we will give you special pricing. And I think this is a must-use piece of software, a must-use tool in your arsenal. It just makes life easier because we have so much data, so many websites piping in. We have upcoming features like multi-broker integration and paper trading. And it's just the best way to really partake in my strategy. Trust me, I have tried every platform out there, and I guess it was kind of destiny that I had to create my own because I'm kind of high maintenance. Remember, my programmers call me Princess Tim. Serious about that. Number three, studying the past and present helps you be better prepared for the future. I cannot say this enough. I am a glorified history teacher, okay? I'm teaching you about patterns and stocks and plays and trends and industries and rules that have worked in the past. And, it's not going to be an exact replica of the future, but you get a pretty good idea of what has worked in the past and is currently working, will probably be working the majority of the time in the future. Now, that's not to say that I have some magic formula that's going to, win me 100% of the time. Remember, even my top students and I only win 70, 75% of the time. But studying the past does help you prepare. Nothing compares to real world experience, but unless you want to spend the same 18 years that it took me to learn all of this stuff, I suggest you learn from my experience because I've tried to boil it down and tried to just, help cut down your learning time. Number four, no matter how bad you want success or how much you research, you can be wrong on any trade and investment. This is so important. I hear too many people who get too cocky about any one play or any one stock and they go all in or they bet more than they have and they use leverage because they're so sure and they say, well, you got to go big or go home. That is not the right way to win in the long run. Sometimes you will be right And congratulations if you find such an amazing play or an amazing investment. But you don't want to risk your whole career, your confidence, your account, your future on any one play. This brings me to number 5. Trade scared, so you're not scared to trade. Cut losses quickly if you're wrong. Don't double up, don't triple up, and don't feel like you always have to be in a trade. Okay? Trade scared. Be a coward. I know that in society it's a bad thing to be a coward. In the stock market, in penny stocks, in day trading, it's a good thing to be a coward. That is how you survive. I know too many traders who are very smart, very intelligent people, and they have blown up and they have lost all of their money, or they've lost all their money plus some more money that they've borrowed because they've used leverage. Or some people who maybe didn't lose everything, but they lost like 70, 80%, and they're reevaluating and they go into social media stealth mode because they don't want anyone to know. I don't want that to happen to you. Trade scared, okay? Sometimes I'm dead on right about a stock and I only take like 10% profits. Do I feel guilty? No. Because I can be wrong in any stock, and because I know that 10% profits again and again and again, maybe sometimes I'll learn from it and I'll take 15% profits or 20% profits the next trade. That adds up over time. Which brings me to number 6. Focus on small gains as they add up to millions over time. Remember, $1,000 in profits on a trade times 1,000 times equals $1 million. Now, I know that you're not going to win every single time, so don't change what I'm trying to say here, okay? I understand that you're not going to win 1,000 out of 1,000. But this example I bring up because I want you to think how to actually get to $1 million, I have a DVD called How to Make Millions, and this is pretty much the prime lesson of that 35-hour DVD if you've watched it. Small gains add up over time. And obviously, as your account grows, you don't just have to take $1,000 profit. You can sometimes take a $5,000 or a $20,000 or even a $100,000 profit. But small gains add up. No one stock, no one trade matters in the long run. They're each just steps along your journey. Unless you bet too big and fall in love and risk too much, and that could end your journey prematurely. So, one trade could really matter if you break the rules. And I don't want that happening to you. I don't want one trade to matter. In the end, or not in the end, but along your journey after several years, you'll start seeing, oh, I did well on this trade. I could have cut losses on this one a little better. Oh, I should have been a little more aggressive. No one trade matters. They're all just little pebbles on your path to success. And so while you can do better on some trades you'll maybe trade perfectly, just think of this as something that's going to happen over the long run so that you don't get too focused on any one trade, as I see too many people do. Number 7. This guide is just the beginning of your education, not the end all. You need constant study. You need constant preparation. These are the keys to success. I know that you just want to study one time and know everything and then be done with it. No different than people who just want a hot stock pick and then they forget about everything else and one hot stock pick, that's it. If you invested in Microsoft or Google, you don't need any of this other stuff. Well, the chances of you finding the next Microsoft or Google are slim to none. And for me, I've always stayed one step ahead of the stock market, whether it's a bear market or bull market, by looking at what's working. Are earnings winners working? Are billionaire plays working? Is Ebola hot? Are marijuana stocks hot? Is it police security? Is it low float stocks? The trends change, the sectors change, but the patterns never change because human nature never changes. This is a great quote from one of my favorite traders, Jesse Livermore, who actually committed suicide. Even though we all talk about Jesse Livermore, those of us veteran traders, we love him because he came up from nothing and he made hundreds of millions and he's racing yachts against Walter Chrysler and he marries a showgirl and he has this amazing life. But in the end, he committed suicide. Let us not forget that because he used too much leverage, he bet too big, and he lost it all one too many times, and he lost all of his confidence and he lost the will to live. So when one of the greatest traders of all time commits suicide, let that be a lesson to you that this is a very dangerous game if you break the rules, if you forget the rules, or if you don't know the rules. So this guide will definitely help you. There is no way that this information can hurt you. But at the end, this is not the end all. You can't just say, oh, I watched this one guide, now I know everything. No, you have to keep studying. You have to keep abreast of what's happening in the market. I'm not saying you have to be addicted to your computer. I'm not saying you have to have 10 screens and look at breaking news all the time, but just be aware of what patterns and what trends and what industries and what stocks are hot. And that way you can kind of be a little better prepared for whatever you trade or whatever you invest in. Also, number 8, this is so important. Do not copy picks or alerts from anyone else. Learn what's working with other traders and learn what patterns are working in trends and industries, but you have to adapt. Okay? Do not think that if you get a pick from me that you should go out and buy it. I don't want you following my alerts. I don't want you following alerts from anybody. I share my alerts sometimes, actually. Now I do some live trading videos, which I just started, where I don't even alert because I just want you to learn from the trade from the beginning to the end, all on live video. But when I send out an alert, I want you seeing what I see. Why am I buying a stock? Why am I shorting it? Remember, I trade with such a small account. I'm not always in a trade just for the profits, like 99.999% of people out there. I'm in a trade for education. I want you learning in real time. Am I right in my thesis? Am I wrong in my thesis? What do I do if I'm wrong in my thesis? What do I do if I'm right? When do I take profits? When do I cut losses? How do I react? I want you modeling the habits of other successful traders and learning what habits work and learning what patterns and theses work. So I know it's tough. I know you just want picks. I know that's what, the vast majority of the world thinks will make you a successful trader or an investor. It's not, okay? You need to learn this stuff from the ground up. Trading is not very easy. Remember that 9 out of 10 traders lose money. So I'm not going to sugarcoat things for you. I know that there are brokers out there like E-Trade with a little singing baby, right? Well, if that baby actually was a trader, he would probably lose all of his money and he would have no money for baby food or diapers whatsoever because babies, frankly, are not that smart. They can't be. They don't even know how to speak yet. They're babies. So do not listen to commercials and ugly bald-headed commentators thinking that this game is easy. It's not easy. And that said, it is also possible to have great success if you do learn the rules. So it's kind of a balancing act. And I'm trying to show you, all different sides. Number 9, my Millionaire Challenge has already created several millionaire students, and I'm very grateful that these several millionaire students now help me mentor others in the trading challenge. But I only want you to apply if you're truly dedicated. I have several newsletters, but my Millionaire Challenge is application only. You're not just accepted. We have to go through a whole rigorous process because it's for dedicated students only. We have no time for lazy people or people with bad attitudes or people who don't value their education. I'm sorry, but included in this Millionaire Challenge is live webinars every single week from me and my top millionaire students. Every single week, we're talking 2, 3, sometimes 4 live webinars. So we don't want people in that webinar asking questions that waste our time or saying, hey, this is all nice, but I just want hot stock picks. If you want access to me and my millionaire students, you're going to have to prove that you deserve it because frankly, I'm in kind of the enviable position right now where I'm real in an industry full of scams. What I teach is real, as you can see evidenced by my millionaire students who show all their trades publicly. So we get to choose our students. And I know that might sound bad to some of you guys. I don't care. Okay? I am overwhelmed with students wanting to learn, and it's a good thing, and I'm very grateful for each and every student, but I also am going to choose which students to spend my precious time with because I have no time for laziness. I have no time for negativity. I have no time for doubt. It's hard enough for me to create millionaire students from scratch, even if you do have the right attitude. If you have the wrong attitude, there is absolutely no way that I can help you because you're going to just say, oh, I don't want to study this video lesson. I just want a hot pick. No, I don't have time to repeat myself. So I want to be crystal clear with that. And number 10, I think this is the most important of all. The money is nice, okay? That's why we're all doing this. I wish that we could all just be philosophy majors and just want to learn for the sake of learning, but let's be honest, we're not communists. Money is nice. But the self-sufficiency, the self-confidence, the knowledge, the freedom, and the challenge of succeeding on your own should be what you focus on. And success takes time. So remember to have patience. Do not give up too early. Accept the minor setbacks. Accept little defeats. Lose a battle to win the war. Focus on growing your account knowledge and skill set over time. And you don't have to be perfect. Look at this. I wrote skillet. Skill set. What is it? 2 words? You don't have to be perfect. This is another lesson right here, okay? Some people get literally offended if I have like a typo or a grammar, if I'm not professional. Newsflash, guys, I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not going to hide my mistakes. I'm proud of them because they're a part of me and they're a part of my journey. So do not feel bad if you have some typo in a blog post. If you decide to blog, profitably, you can now enter in your own little blogs. And I encourage you to keep a diary. Don't feel bad if you spell a word wrong. Do not be uptight. Little setbacks, little defeats, little mistakes are okay. Life is long, but too many of you only focus on the short term. If my strategy is not working for you in month 1 or month 2 or God forbid month 3, you stop, you give up, you say, oh, this doesn't work. Think about how long your life is. Okay, I've been trading for 18 years. I've seen good markets, I've seen bad markets. I'm not pretending that I'm some, old man who's seen everything, but I've seen quite a bit. And I will tell you that success happens in the long run. Some markets will make you think that you're much smarter than you are, which I could argue for, 2015 and 2016. Many people are thinking that they are experts, but they have never seen a bear market and they don't know how to act in another market and they can't even think about another market. So you need to learn to be different. Focus on the marathon, not the sprint. Learn to make money in both bull and bear markets. There's no reason that you have to be bullish to make money. And if the US economy or if the world economy shrinks and God forbid we go into a bear market, you say, oh, there's no more money to be made. That is rubbish. There is money to be made in every single market. You just have to learn to fine tune your short selling and you have to learn to be less aggressive on your buys. So adapting is the key to making money in different markets, but you also have to recognize different markets. Right now, we're in a strong bull market, and that's great, but be ready for a bear market. And don't look forward to it. Don't say, oh, the bear market has to come. Just react to whatever happens. That's the beauty of trading. Most people think that you have to guess, like, oh, Tim, what do you see happening in 2017? Should I prepare now? You are not a $500 million mutual fund. You are not a $5 billion hedge fund who has to take weeks or months to move in and out of positions. You can get in and out of positions same day. So you don't need to anticipate when the market changes or when something is going to happen. Just react. If earnings winners keep working, do more earnings winners. If billionaire plays stop working like they have, stop doing billionaire plays. One of the secrets of my success back in 99 and 2000, I was buying a lot of penny stock breakouts and then they absolutely stopped. So what did I do? I stopped too. And I learned short selling. I reacted and I adapted. And that was part of my journey. So what you need to learn is that you're going to have a journey. This is just the beginning if you choose to accept it. Some of you guys will, cut your journey off very quickly after a year, after 2 years, after 3 years, say no more. But if you heed my advice, this journey will last many years, many decades. And by year 2, year 3, year 5, year 10, you will be so freaking good at adapting and trading different patterns, long, short, whether you have a small account or a big account, you will become masterful. And that is what I want for each and every one of you. But you need to think about that from the beginning. So you need to think, what can I do to improve my future self 5 years from now, 7 years from now, 10 years from now? And guess what? It's not going to be scalping. It's not going to be worrying about making 10 or losing $10 or even making or losing $1,000. I know that might seem like all you can think about right now, but you have to think about this as a lifestyle. And in the future, the stock market will always be open. There's always going to be opportunities. But how prepared will you be? How self-sufficient will you be? How knowledgeable will you be? Will you have the freedom to actually do these trades? Or are you going to be stuck in a 9-to-5 job? Or are you going to be stuck in some investment that you refuse to get rid of? And now it's, a big opportunity cost that's preventing you from taking on any new trades or any new investments. You have to think about this stuff now. And I could go on forever about this, but I just want you to get in the long-term mindset, thinking about your success over your lifetime. And small defeats, small setbacks, losing small amounts does not matter in the long run. So keep learning, keep reacting, keep adapting, keep evolving, keep optimizing. And hopefully my team and I can help you do that with our success and with our knowledge and with our experience. And as I create more millionaire students, which is not a question of if, it's a question of when, because I already have several people in my millionaire challenge who are getting close to $1 million. And $1 million, again, is not the end all. It's just a nice little barrier that shows you, wait a minute, I made $1 million in the stock market. I'm somewhat qualified. Well, that is how I'm growing my business. So I want more millionaire students. I want more people teaching from their success and their failure. I'm not saying that people who haven't made $1 million aren't worthwhile listening to, but I prefer learning from self-made millionaires. And all of my millionaire students and I have slightly different strategies and slightly different rules, and we are all worth learning from. And I wish more millionaires would share what they've done right and wrong. But I know it's tough. I'm kind of different. I have thick skin. I've been on TV. I've looked like a jackass quite a few times. So I accept it for what it is. I know a lot of people are like introverted and they don't want, retribution or negativity, and their ego can't take it. Listen, be transparent, okay? Focus on education. Don't worry about what other people say or what they think of you. Only you know how much knowledge you have. Only you know how confident you are or how much money you're going to make if you continue learning this stuff. So I leave it to you. All I can do is teach you what I know, teach you what I've learned, and give you some tips, and hopefully they can help you on your way. So thank you again for watching this whole guide, and please, 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 please keep studying, keep learning, keep growing and getting better over time. Understand that patience is required, and I can't reinforce this stuff enough, but too many people quit even when they're learning so much just because they're down a few dollars. Tim Gertani, I have to bring him up one more time. Not my first millionaire student, my second millionaire student, took him 9 months before he even got consistently profitable. Not 9 months to become a millionaire, 9 months to become consistently profitable. So I see that as the number one hindrance where people give up after a few weeks, after a few months. Don't let that happen to you. It takes time to digest this all. Even if I make these guides, it's still going to take time. You're going to learn these rules, you're going to see these patterns, and then you have to see more patterns. Maybe you're at work one day, you're in school, and you miss a good play. Well, then you're going to have to wait until the next good play to really experience it. And then maybe you're trading with a small account, so you experience this good play, but maybe you only have 100 shares or 1,000 shares, or you miss your execution. So you have to wait for the next play. But eventually, if you keep at it, you will experience these plays in real time, and you will see how amazing it is. There's alerts going off right now too, as I'm even filming this. It doesn't stop. I'm not even going to edit this out because this is real life. So I look forward to teaching you more. Again, check out StocksToTrade. Apply for my Millionaire Challenge only if you're dedicated. And even if you don't like my strategy for whatever reason, keep learning and always believe in yourself. Thank you and good night. My name is Tim Sykes, and I teach people to trade stocks. I am a self-made multimillionaire. So this is the ideal trade that I'm going to talk about.
I want you guys to understand every single aspect of this trade.